Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're diving into a concept that really challenges what we think we know just by looking at things. I mean, we rely so heavily on the surface of stuff, right? The label on a box, the title of a video, the actual ground beneath our feet. But what happens when we peel back that outer layer? Well, today we're going to uncover the hidden and honestly sometimes totally bizarre realities lurking right beneath the surfaces we see every single day.
All right, Section 1, the illusion of the surface.
So we live in a world where things simply aren't always what they seem. And to take things off, we're going to look at a very strange digital mystery. Just imagine you're trying to learn about some of the most massive cosmic structures in the universe, and you think you've struck gold with the perfect resource. You click, you pull up the transcript, and wow, things take a wild turn. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the absolute absurdity of the discrepancy here. On the left side, you see what was promised, a transcript supposedly comparing these massive black holes, TON 618 and Phoenix A. But the reality, the actual text is just completely full of fragmented Portuguese phrases that have absolutely nothing to do with astronomy. They're talking about weaponry instead of cosmic data. It's a completely nonsensical dialogue. And whether this was some massive transcription glitch or a deliberately misleading title, it brilliantly proves our point. You simply cannot trust the surface label.
And that digital bait and switch kind of got me thinking. If a digital title can hide a totally different reality, what about the physical universe? What if we took that same curiosity and applied it to our own solar system? If we could take a giant cosmic knife and literally slice our planets right in half, what kinds of hidden realities would we find? What is actually hiding beneath the crusts of these massive worlds?
Which brings us to Section 2, slicing the inner planets.
Let's start this cosmic dissection with the rocky terrestrial worlds closest to the sun. First up, we've got Mercury. And check out these extreme temperature swings. During the day, it is a scorching 430 degrees Celsius, but at night, it plummets all the way to negative 180. But the real surprise is on the inside. If you cut Mercury open, the largest chunk of its interior is actually a massive iron core. It's not just rock. That colossal, hidden sphere of iron is its true defining feature.
Moving one planet over, we have Venus. Now, its toxic surface roasts at a blistering 465 degrees Celsius. But beneath that totally lethal atmosphere, if you slice it open, you'll find thick rocky layers hiding, another giant iron core. It's got a completely different surface from Mercury, but a surprisingly similar hidden heart. Let's move too and see how this builds with our own home, Earth. On the surface, we've got everything we need: life-giving water, oxygen, a protective magnetic field. But consider the structure that's actually holding all of that up. We're living on a very thin outer crust. Beneath that is a hot mantle, a completely molten outer core, and at the very center, a solid inner iron core. The stability of our beautiful surface literally depends entirely on this intense, layered inferno just beneath our feet. We wrap up our inner planet tour with Mars, the red planet. Mars has a fascinating surface. It's home to the solar system's highest volcano, and we know rivers and lakes used to flow there. But cutting it in half reveals the engine of its past. Beneath its thin, rocky crust and mantle is an iron-rich core, and that specific core is exactly what once powered a magnetic field, which hints at a much more dynamic Earth-like history that's now just locked away on the inside.
Section 3, inside the gas giants.
All right, as we leave the rocky ground behind and venture further out, the laws of physics start to feel, completely alien. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale and strangeness of these worlds. Jupiter is famous for its great red spot, sure, but it is so unfathomably huge that you could fit 1,300 Earths inside of it. Then you have Saturn with its iconic rings. But get this, Saturn's average density is so incredibly low that, theoretically, if you had a bathtub big enough, the entire planet would just bob there and float on water. But since there's no solid surface to stand on for either of these giants, what in the world is filling up all that space? Well, if you were to cut Jupiter or Saturn in half, you would not find solid ground. The reality inside these giants is just mind-blowing. Deep down, the gas is pushed under such immense, crushing pressure that it undergoes a radical transformation. It actually becomes metallic hydrogen. Think about that. A gas that is squeezed so tightly it behaves like a metal. Both Jupiter and Saturn share this massive, hidden ocean of metallic gas, and it's wrapped tightly around dense, rocky cores hidden at their very centers.
Section 4. Secrets of Ice Worlds.
As if oceans of metallic gas weren't wild enough, let's travel even further out to the freezing, violent fringes of our solar system. Okay, let's dive into this bizarre number right here, 98 degrees. This is the extreme tilt of Uranus. It's tilted so far over on its axis that as it orbits the sun, it honestly looks like it's just rolling on its side. It's a strange visual from the outside, but trust me, the inside is just as peculiar. If you sliced Uranus open, you wouldn't hit rock right away. Instead of a solid surface, you'd plunge into these deep, slushy layers of various ices. We are talking massive depths of water ice, ammonia ice, and methane ice, all just swirling around until you finally hit a tiny rocky core right at the center. The surface is really just a veil for this massive, frozen chemical soup. Finally, we reach Neptune. Just wrap your head around this speed, 2,000 kilometers per hour. Those are the winds whipping across Neptune's surface, making them literally the fastest winds in the entire solar system. It is a violent, chaotic exterior. But slice it open, and you find a hidden reality really similar to Uranus. Deep, icy layers crushed under extreme pressure, all wrapping around a dense, rocky core. Every single planet has its own distinct, hidden world.
Section 5, Reality Beneath the Surface.
So, as we bring this explainer to a close, let's take a quick second to reflect on what we've actually uncovered today. We started with a weird digital mystery and ended up at the furthest freezing reaches of our solar system, but the core lesson remains exactly the same. So the crucial point is this: expectation almost never matches reality. Whether it's a transcript promising massive black holes but delivering Portuguese weaponry terms, or a giant floating planet hiding a crust metallic ocean, the surface just never tells the whole story. The universe is incredibly complex, and it hides its best secrets just out of sight. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. If the everyday digital content we consume is hiding bizarre errors, and the very planets hovering in our night sky are hiding immense iron cores and impossible metallic gases, well, it kind of makes you wonder, what else in your daily life is completely different on the inside? I challenge you to stay curious. Look past the titles, look past the outer crusts, and always ask yourself, what else is hiding just beneath the surface? Thanks so much for joining me to explore these fascinating realities today. Keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.